Today we're going to start working on Sylvia again. As I went over in my 2025 goals video, Sylvia's got to go, but she needs some work done to her before we can get to that point. So here's what we're going to do today. ABS sensors, because the ABS light is on, and I'm really hoping that that's going to fix the problem. I got a killer deal on a brand new grill for this thing at, I think, $107 shipped. I'm fairly sure that the fuel spider is leaking fuel. I can't back that up, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. So I have the upgraded fuel spider for this thing. And ever since the last video, this thing has had a code for cam crank correlation, which is the distributor. So we're going to figure that out. We're going to replace the distributor because it can't hurt. And hopefully that code will go away. And of course, I'll drop links to the grill and the fuel injection spider down below. So why don't we begin? We'll start with the ABS sensors. Oh, great. Allen keys. With the caliper off, remove the rotor. This may be easier said than done. For me, it was easy. It looks like this has been messed with before, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'll take this bolt out and that bolt out. Your hub has access holes through here, and they're really tight, so we're going to break out the big boy tools. This is joined into your control arm, and there's another clip up there. So see, we got a bolt there, and then it clips in. Very quickly unclip you. And this should just pop right out, just like that. It does appear to be very worn. And then in goes our new sensor, being very careful not to damage it or anything. Okay, so we slightly bent the little thingies. Little fingers, if you will. And now she fits like a dream. I'm gonna spray this out with some electronic cleaner, get some new grease in it. And then that should take care of this as well. We're gonna clean up the area. And we'll pop that in there so it can be kind of held in place while we work. And like that, the passenger side is done. We got that tightened. We got the bolt in there. We got our new grease on here. And it's connected. This is not super tight, but not loose. It's just where it needs to be. Yeah, it's hot. There we go. Just like the other side, in we go. And everything behind here went in with no issue. So clearly I've done something wrong, and we're gonna find out what that is pretty soon. There's nothing stopping me from checking if it works or not, right? The ABS light is not on. Beautiful. Yep. Tasty. Now, hypothetically, I should be able to just stab this down where it was. That was about there-ish. That barely moves. The old one was moving a whole bunch. And then we tighten that little bolt down there, and it should be good to go. So let's cross our fingers and pray, shall we? And then Vortec distributors are labeled with which spark plugs go where. So 1, 7, 3, and 5. And I can't see those because you're in the way, GoPro. Now we've got our coil. Beautiful. So now I can put the intake on it and see if it'll start and run and see if the code's still there. Well, disconnecting the throttle body. You have two plugs. This one is a triangle shape, and this one is a 4-prong. I was able to get the bulkhead connector for the injectors off. It was a little tricky. It's kind of dirty in there, but just go slow and easy, and be sure to lift straight up if you can. And then we're disconnecting the ignition control module / coil. Then we disconnect our evap sensor. I've already taken the line off, and let's see if you can find the problem here. Oh, look. So we're just going to take the whole thing off and try to fix it. Maybe JB weld or tape or something. The throttle body has 3 8mm bolts, one here, and then one at the back. But then remember that your bracket is connected down here for your cruise control, and so you'll need to remove that. Get our map sensor disconnected as well, and we can set our throttle body aside. We can see that the throttle body is quite gross, so we're going to clean that as well. If you need to remove your throttle cable, it's quite easy. Just spin this back and get your cable out of here, and then this just pulls right out. Just like that. And get the evap sensor off first, and with the bolts removed, it just pops right out. And then we're gonna get the coil off of here after we unplug it, of course. We got our coil off, and really this is just so it's out of the way and not bothering us. You can see that there's 2 bolts there. Those are 10mm. These 2 are 8mm. So get those off. The fuel lines lift out, and these ones already popped up this much, so they're quite ready to come out. Do be sure that your battery's disconnected so your fuel pump doesn't kick on or anything and you get sprayed with fuel. Your fuel lines will push down just a little bit to get out of your way, and so far this looks like the biggest pain in the ass we're gonna have to deal with, but we're just gonna have to work around it. So now there's a variety of bolts that we're going to take out, or nuts, around the whole perimeter of the intake. So I'm gonna get those off, and then we'll pull this off. Great news, some of those bolts were literally finger loose, so I'm sure that was not helping this thing run good. Oh no. Oh no. That's a gasket that was there. It looks like they used non-fuel resistant RTV, which is great. So it's disgusting. It's loose, so that's great. I put a screwdriver in this side and got it up, and then put it on the other side, got it up, and then screwdriver here, got it out of the tab, and then same thing there. It's a little maneuver you gotta do, but it's totally doable. Next up, we're removing the clip that holds the fuel spider in, because I'm not sure if the new one is the same as the old one or not. Look at that. Yikes. So I'm gonna take some time on this. Next up is replacing the seals in the upper intake manifold. That doesn't really leave much to imagination. You can probably figure that out yourself. The new spider comes with a seal already on it, so we're just going to lube that, as well as this interior space with oil, so it doesn't bind up and it goes in smooth. And this is as good as I was able to get it. Some of this stuff is really burnt and caked on there, but this is better than it was, so that'll have to be good enough. You don't want your fuel lines to catch on the clip, so just like that, and then gently push down until it's clipped. You need to make sure that you put each one of these in its correct position. For example, this one goes to number 2 for some reason, and this one goes to number 4. We just gotta maneuver this around this wiring harness. This is going swimmingly. Now we've got our little bracket back in there. It goes with there's a little ridge in there. You want that facing down. And we're just gonna give her a little tighten. Again, these are 8mm nuts. I'm just gonna set that there for now until we're sure that this thing doesn't leak. Okay, so now before we put the throttle body back on, we're going to let the fuel system pressurize and make sure it's not shooting out the top or inside there. All right, let's see. So now we can plug the big bulkhead in and get the throttle body cleaned up and installed. Cleaning the throttle body is fairly easy. Just spray some cleaner on a rag. Don't spray it directly in the throttle body. Spray it on a rag. And then you just kind of go to town and clean. Alright, so much better on both sides. It was never going to be perfect because this thing has 270,000 miles on it. But that'll do. That will do nicely. I also removed the idle air control valve and cleaned that up, so that'll be good to go. Down we go. So all I'm going to do for the evap hose, because it is totally broken off now, I have a piece of 5/16 fuel hose, and we're going to slide that there, and then slide it onto the other piece, and it fits perfectly. Alright, well, everything went as planned, so I guess let's put the intake on and then start it so it can catch fire or blow up or turn into a nuke. There goes the Ford F-150 guy again. Can't wait for it to not start. smoking a bit. Just need to give her some time to wake up. So now the real test is going to be, will this thing start in the morning when it's cold? So obviously I need to wait until then. So while we're waiting for a cold morning, we're going to install this guy. So all of the components transferred pretty readily, to include the corners and the emblem on the grill. I have these on order as well. They're the little square clip things that hold the parking lights in here. I'm going to use the AutoZone ones, and then when we get the real ones, these will just pop out. Alright, so in you go. That looks pretty good. Come on. There's that. Why do I feel like I put that on the wrong side? It just looks weird. Well, now I guess the only thing left to do is take it for a drive. Started right up. That's a good sign. Okay, well that's it for Sylvia this time. We did a lot, and she did great on this drive. There was no hesitation. It actually feels stronger now that I have the fuel spider in there and the new distributor on. We do still have the check engine light for the timing being a little bit off, but like I said, that's a dedicated video. We're gonna come out with that video when I feel like doing it. So we are that much closer to getting able to sell this thing, and then I'll decide that I don't want to sell it and I'll keep it forever, but we won't talk about that. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was entertaining to you. As usual, you be good while I'm gone, and I will see you next time. Have a good week.